About continuing education. I want to know what you do. I'm going to share what I do.
This is the Franchise Pitfalls and Profit Show. Each week, we bring you the challenges and triumphs of being in the franchise development and consulting business. The things you need to make money faster. And now your host, one of the most successful franchise developers in North America, Don Shin.
You know, some professions, their associations or even, the law requires them to do continuing education. So if you're an attorney, if you're an accountant, if you're a financial planner, if you're an educator, you have to go back for ECE credits, continuing education credits. And there's very specific courses and things that you can take. But if you're a business owner, if you're a founder of an emerging brand, maybe you're a broker consultant. There's no real formality of education, of continuing to improve yourself. There's nothing really required of you in these professions, or as a business owner, as a franchise owner, or an executive in the industry. There's really nothing required of you as the industry stands today. So, but it is really, really important because, business moves, markets move at the speed of light. And if you're not staying on top of being better, if you're not growing yourself, well, then if you own a business, or if you run your broker business, you run your sales territory like a business, then if you're not growing, I can almost guarantee you, if you look at your performance, your business isn't growing either. So it's really important to continuing to do education, things that are going to continue to help you build your skills, help you stay on top of markets, and help you be a better professional in this industry. So I'm going to share the things that I do. I'm going to share things that I have come across over the years, in a hope that this really helps you begin to focus on getting better, personally growing, professionally growing, so that your business grows. All right, one of the main easy things, by the way, a lot of what I'm going to talk about does not cost much money, if any money at all. And so I'm going to give you a blend of things to do, a blend of strategies, some that will cost money, some that I pay tens of thousands of dollars to do, and other ones, candidly, that are free. So I'm going to give you a good blend. So I never want to hear somebody say, well, I can't do that because I don't have any money, or I can't do that because I'm not having a good year, or my business isn't doing well enough for me to be personally developing and personally growing and training myself up, because a lot of these things are available and free, particularly with the technology that has really emerged over the last couple of years with Zoom and a lot of things that are brought out online. You don't have to go travel to a city far away, live in a hotel, have all the costs of food and so on, unless you still want to do that. So let's get started. One of the first ones, the easiest ones, is to be a reader. I've heard a lot of different phrases. Leaders are readers, or readers are leaders. Learners are readers. But read. I make it a goal to try to read 15 or more books a year. I always have typically 2 books going on at one time. One that's more business oriented, one that's kind of personal growth, or maybe faith oriented, faith based. But read. Maybe 15 books a year is not a lot for you. Great. But I'm actually reading. I'm not listening to them. I'm actually reading the books, taking notes, highlighting, that kind of thing. And so I get through a book a month at a minimum almost every year. And I've been doing this for a couple of years. So read. It's not expensive. Most books today are under $15 each. that would be, a $150, $200 investment a year for you. Another one that I've done over the last couple of years, really, really picked up my pace on this, and that is listening to podcasts, getting Spotify, listening to downloads, different kind of recordings. You name the subject, and there are podcasts or downloads of trainings and teachings. And I've seen anything from, a few minutes up to a couple of hours. Again, a Spotify service, is not a lot of money to have a Spotify service. And again, podcasts, other types of recordings are great ways for you to learn and keep yourself growing and do it easily and do a lot of it. One of the things that I did was start to do it while I'm doing cardio. If I'm at the gym and I have a cardio day, I always have my earbuds and my phone and my Spotify account, and I'm always listening to something. There's an extra 45 minutes to an hour, 4, 5, 6 times a week that I'm getting learnings. I've been doing that for probably 3 or 4 years now, and it's huge. I just add to the variety and the volume of my learnings, and I'm doing it every day. So I encourage you to consider some Spotify or some service where you can get podcasts, you can get downloads, and you can do this very, very easily and start to really increase the quantity of the things that you're doing. I do it on walks as well. Sometimes I'll take a walk for lunch, and again, I'll pop in my earbuds and listen to a download. Another thing is just online freebies. A lot of things online. So, you may not even need the Spotify service, but a lot of things are online nowadays. And so consider, Googling different topics and finding things that you can either read online that are free articles. There are also a lot of things that are the beginnings of a click funnel, but yet they're free webinars. Again, I've seen anything from 10, 15 minutes to 40, 50 minutes, but they're free trainings. You don't have to go all the way down the line and buy anything. These are things that are offered for free. I have a masterclass training, for example, in the franchise space. And so down on the scroll here, I'm sharing with you what that masterclass is. It's about 45 minutes, and it's great information. It's great free training. There's also online training that you can buy. Maybe it is part of an online or a click funnel, a marketing campaign from somebody, but again, it's good training. It's something that you should invest in. Again, you can invest in hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, but it's a small investment for you to continue to grow yourself so that your business continues to grow. So we've talked about reading. We've talked about podcasts or other downloads. We've talked about things you can access via online that are either free or are pay for trainings. I'd also add something that I do regularly, and that's pay for events, whether they be, again, online through Zoom webinars and meetings or physical gatherings. For example, this week I'm going to a simulcast that is a leadership summit. It's 2 days of some of the best leadership and leaders and presenters and speakers and trainers that I could ever get access to. And the early bird special was $175 for 2 full days of training. And I get to go. The simulcast location will probably have about 100 people. So I'll get some networking in. And so it's a physical event again. But I get access to really, really world-class trainers and speakers for a really small investment. So consider pay for events that are near you that you could go to, and you could, again, invest a little bit of money and some time and get some personal development and personal growth. Some bigger ones will be something like, again, in our industry, the IFA. The IFA has training courses. I think they're online. When I go to the IFE in New York City, there's always seminars going on almost every hour of the 3 or 4 days IFA, and those are typically, again, free. Obviously, you got to get to the event, but the content and the speakers and so forth are free. Another thing is, again, in our industry, in the franchise industry, is the broker conferences, broker organization conferences, or in some cases, maybe a franchisor's annual conference. That maybe as a broker you're invited, or maybe you're a franchisee. These are things that are designed for a lot of different reasons. They're designed to get together. They're designed to create relationships, but they're also designed to be education that you could take away and use in your business. Education and training you could take away and use to personally get more professional and get better at what you do. So the broker organization conventions, maybe franchisor annual conventions as well. And then the last one, which is a big spend, and I did not always do this, but I've done this in the last few years, and these are masterminds. There's a lot of different kinds of masterminds, and people have used that phrase mastermind in a lot of different ways. But the two core masterminds that I've been involved in that I think have so much value. One is, it was a smaller group, much more intimate. It was capped at about 30 people. And we had both Zoom monthly meetings, as well as we would have 4 or 5 physical meetings. They always provided training in addition to some of the relationship building, some of the hot seats and sharing. But that was just a great way to get a lot of ideas for my business, as well as training and education. The other type of mastermind that I've been involved in is a larger group format. Still has great opportunities to network, still has great opportunities to build relationships and make contacts, but they also, because it's larger groups, they bring in bigger names on stage for longer periods of time, for longer trainings and longer teachings. So masterminds would be another great group where you can learn from others, but you're also, depending on the type of mastermind group, you're going to have presenters and trainers and speakers coming in that are going to add value to you. So let me recap. The importance of continuing education, the importance of growing personally, I can't be overstated. If you're not growing, I promise you, your company or your territory is not growing. So you've got to continually focus on getting better. And what are you doing to learn more, to be able to get better, to personally and professionally grow so your business grows? So reading, podcasts, other recordings, download, freebies online pay for training, pay for physical events, broker or other franchise industry conventions, the IFA, and masterminds. Those are the things that I'm doing. What are you doing? Put some posts in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you're doing to better yourself, to grow personally, so that your business grows as well.